I'm David Tarras, partner at the Rossen Law Firm and head of our federal criminal defense practice, as well as our white-collar criminal defense practice. I'm here today to talk to you about money laundering. Now, when people think about money laundering, a lot of times they're thinking about what they hear or see in the movies or these big stories. And they're thinking about money laundering is someone who is having this massive scheme, this massive plan, making billions of dollars, and then they're washing their money. People think of these machines like in Scarface that are running the money and the bills come out clean. That is part of money laundering. People bringing their money to the Cayman Islands, to Switzerland, trying to conceal the illegal profits of whatever crime they may or may not be committing. But in reality, and in the Southern District of Florida and many other districts throughout the country in federal law, money laundering is actually a lot more broad and basic, but can still at the same time carry very, very serious consequences. That's why we're talking about money laundering today, so you can have a down-to-earth expert in money laundering and how it actually plays out in court and how the prosecutors actually feel about money laundering offenses and how they're used by the Department of Justice and in the federal criminal defense system. Now, there's two main general types of money laundering. There's what's called promotional money laundering and concealment money laundering. Promotional money laundering is a process by which the Department of Justice and the U.S. Attorney's Office will try and come after our clients for actually using the proceeds of a criminal offense and doing this concealment of money to further the criminal offense. On the other hand, concealment money laundering is a crime in which the proceeds from the criminal offense are already gathered, and then the charge is that our clients might be trying to hide or conceal the proceeds of the criminal offense. Now, money laundering in reality can be these very serious, all of them are serious, but these very high-profile cases that people hear about in the news, bringing money on boats to different countries, washing money, things like that, what they see in movies and hear in big stories. But it can also be a lot simpler and just as dangerous. These offenses of money laundering carry between 10 to 30 years in federal prison, and money laundering in cases that we've seen can be as simple as somebody involved in some sort of criminal act receiving money in their bank account from that criminal act and moving it into a different account or withdrawing it and using it for their own purposes. And that is money laundering. And it is a pitfall because a lot of times people will get an indictment or people will hopefully just start off with a federal criminal investigation, and these prosecutors will say, we are prosecuting you for money laundering. And our clients will call us and say, money laundering? I wasn't going to the Cayman Islands with boatloads, millions of dollars. How could this be money laundering? Money laundering prosecutions can be very, very technical in nature. They can be on the simpler end, they can be on the much more complex end, but all in all, they are complex. You need a federal criminal defense attorney with expertise in it because very simple monetary transactions can be money laundering. And the prosecutors will use that fact to try and put you in a position to force you to plea. Our job is to prevent that. Whether the prosecutors think that this is just another one of those catch-alls that we've been talking about, there are still many defenses to money laundering. And the big one still, what prosecutors forget, what lawyers forget, is that there still has to be criminal intent. You have to have been taking these actions with the knowledgeable purpose of concealing or promoting a crime. It's not enough to just for the government to look at your transactions, subpoena your records and say, we think that this money is illegal, you move this money, so you're guilty of money laundering. No, the government and the government alone has to establish, beyond and to the exclusion of all reasonable doubt, that you actually knew that the money was derived from criminal proceeds in the first place and that you were moving this money into an account or whatever it might have been moved in a way to conceal unlawful money. It cannot be overlooked that as much as the federal government might be overwhelming, as much as that indictment might be overwhelming, as much as these FBI officers might tell you, you're screwed, we We have you. We have all of your bank records. You cannot roll over. You have to come to us. You have to bring us on board and make sure that you're just not going to be another person in the system who says, the federal government has me, federal government doesn't make mistakes, I'm going to prison. No, that's not how we operate. These are technical, complex matters that our expertise requires. And we hope that if you're ever facing a charge of money laundering, that you will not hesitate to come and meet with me, come and meet with our whole staff here about these cases, about these charges, and let us ease your mind. Let us help you saying, no, the government does not have you wrapped up. We're gonna make sure to get you through this in the best possible way.